surprises out of ODDIK in terms of this matchup. It did look like we were about to get into that match, so we'd have to wait on for a few seconds. But yeah, I'm still looking at them as being the underdogs by comparison to MIBR here, specifically for map 1.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as much as maybe what most people might expect. I mean, the ESL World Rankings have MIBR at 30, they have ODDIK at 35. For ODDIK, they'd like to be able to prove that they've taken some players from MIBR and they've taken them for the better.
Well, already MIBR started off with a win in the kill count on the pistol round, charging into that A bomb site. Dropper's going to find Turtle very quickly to a 5 versus 3. Plant will be secured. Retake seems like it's a bit off the table for ODDIK in this one. Yeah, no access to the bomb site.
Now, they're waiting for an overextension out from CT of the smoke and through Temple, but MIBR just aren't offering it. They've got a double Temple setup, just played on a contact, and for ODDIK, because nothing's presenting, hold on to the armor and possibly look to force buy in the next round.
Yeah, not much other in terms of the options. Pistol taken by MIBR very quickly in this one. Only 2 casualties to force ODDIK in submission. The CT side will just be pushed away from contact. See whether they can get any exits here on the MIBR side. Not quite that far extended for Drop's part. Yeah, simple start.
Now, MIBR will look to try and see if they can hit the ground running with a bit of a round streak out here on Ancient. And for ODDIK, instantly going in with the force buy. Trying to see if they can really swift things up in the opening couple of rounds. See if they can force that double eco on the opposition. Now, a lot of AKs already being invested rather than going down to the SMGs or the Galils to try and get some extra util forward. A drop in the end also goes for another Galil. So a Scout and MP9 and pretty much pistols for everybody else on ODDIK.
See if this force can find any sort of steal away from MIBR, as unlikely as it feels like.
Well, they're not pressing mid. Instead, they're going quite heavy out from the B side. So you'd expect an info play down from ramp or maybe a contest out from Cave and Cheetah.
Exit tanking a damage alongside one of the AKs here. The Molotov sent back for the opening kill. Not quite found ahead of it. Damage traded both ways here for ODDIK and MIBR. Blind sprays of Exit trying to get that Mach 10 kill to finish off the likes of Night. But no opening man advantage.
A drop getting ready with some util out from the B-bomb site. They've already got a couple of players tucked up from ramp. Safe is waiting for a reposition to come from Cave, but Ponta actually drops out on that edge of the long smoke.
A good start of the AK. The Deagle claps back though, and Safe can respond all the same. Advantage taken for MIBR for certain this time. They have missed the mark of that low HP SMG. The plant will be secured, and there's no real further avenue in from ODDIK. Again, beaten out to the submission of the save.
It was a pretty good avenue for Nate to work around there from Cheetah. He sort of re-smoked himself down, got that HE forward, and tried as much as he can to put that emphasis on the front side. The issue was the ramp insertion. Those couple of kills come in pretty swiftly, and the rest of the CTs just have to opt for the save. MIBR with the 2-0. ODDIK might be able to get away with a little bit of damage come that next round, but realistically, P250 and a 5-7, and there won't be many upgrades around it. MIBR will be happy with that.
Yeah, solid stuff. 2-0, ODDIK. Only the pistol's got away in this one. Cash starting to get saved up. It's probably best to look towards the harsher buy, go towards the guns in the next. A good T-side set in from MIBR. Continuing to work up this lead. ODDIK will only show resistance in the next round.
And considering how successful the Brazilian teams have been at the Major, Jay, I think a lot of them that especially went to the RMR and went even further to the Major, your Imperials, your Pain, they're looking to prove a lot in ECL. So getting an idea of where everybody sits and what we can expect in the regular season gives us more of a tell on who's going to come out on top.
MIBR sitting on top of this confidence here. Exits found another opening frag. MIBR should look to storm the rest of the B-bomb side. Generally a passive line of engagement from ODDIK. Not looking to fight directly. The Deagle does start posting out though. Exit's going to try and get him, and indeed, Matios is down. Plant should get secured. Not really much for ODDIK to do other than try and see if they can gain some exits with these weakened weapons, but minimal damage done by that USP. And even the players with the Kevlar just think it's best to hold on to it.
Well, unfortunately, you've got ODDIK in a bit of a position where the upgraded players are your A and mid. So we've just seen another B play over and over again, really, here from MIBR. And it does make me sort of ponder around when we're going to start seeing some more mid takes, when we're going to have some emphasis or maybe some A takes on an exec. Obviously, we saw it in the pistol, but the anti-force buy and now the anti-eco has just been the B lanes.
Molly's detecting where Turtle is, seeing him pop out of that smoke. The AK will try hunt for him, will get it. Actually safely gets it in the back, and Woody with not much else that he can do here. 3-0 start for MIBR. At least he held on to a helmet and Kevlar, so that comes into the next round for free. Everyone else, however, set to buy their rifles.
And this is, for MIBR's sake, a chance to really disrupt any real progression, I want to say, from ODDIK in the first few gun rounds of the game. Kind of get a feel of if they can give themselves a bit of a lead moving into that second half. Look to try and prioritize the 7-5, 8-4-ish looking scoreline. No AWP investment on the CT line or the T line. There was money available for it, but opt against it.
Still play the bonus kind of set up here for MIBR. AK straight first in towards mid control, fighting on Turtle and winning it out. The HE from Woody comes back, and there's a kill outside of lane, drop to drop. An advantage taken by ODDIK, but not for long. What a kill!
Brenzin opening up the A site, and a backstab is actually presenting out from A main. Matios needs to try and slow this down in with Nate to allow that backstab to be successful.
Spray is only so good, and Brenzin's doing more here. The backstab closes in ever so slowly. Exit's going to get caught, but Brenzin with another kill out towards Donut, this time through the smoke. Taken aback, eventually leaves Safe all alone. 1 versus 2, but he snuck his way away from the bomb site.
He knows that Matios was in CT, and obviously knows that Woody's out to A. So he can prioritize that reposition out to B, try and get that bomb down and look to fight instantly. And Matios is not separating the bomb site, so both players are going to play together.
Incendiary, just in case they're close, can put the smoke down on that position as the bomb plant comes in. Counter smoke's coming in from the CT side instead, and Flash catches him right in the face, but still not detected yet. We'll put a smoke down to the right-hand side of the bomb site, seeing the contact to the utility. The shoulder bait at a second. Matios is known to Safe, who plays that 1v2 to perfection and keeps the streak running for MIBR.
That's a lovely round to come through from Safe. A lot of people are obviously going to be familiar with him on Pain and out on Furia, but been a part of the MIBR organization for about 9 months now. Instant decimation of Woody, because from Woody's point of view, 2v1 in from short out to long, as soon as you molly him towards default with that lurk smoke down, it's going to force him out in the open. It's going to make it uncomfortable, but killed off before that molly drops, and then the round goes the way of MIBR.
ODDIK do bring out their AWP in the follow-up round. Hero weapon as part of an otherwise half buy.
You'll look to try and get a lot of damage out of it if you can.
Set towards mid, where no one from MIBR is facing, especially at an elbow. An aggressive to try to get mid control in the last round. This time happy to concede it entirely to the CT forces, who will fight for more lane control here. Exit's going to hear footsteps to his right. Flash beak in to get some damage in against Ponta, but unable to get a kill against him. Brenzin unable to follow up either. Damage trades back and forth, and finally the AWP does strike in mid.
This is an instant reposition as well. Woody gets that first kill out from sort of donut red angle and moves it out to B, but unfortunately the B players fall in the progress.
SMG should get overwhelmed in the end. Woody's still able to get the AWP pick. Back forward, face towards the center of the bomb site. Safe is core. Brenzin, knowing footsteps ahead, drop's going to get caught. Another 1v2 for MIBR here. Brenzin, aware that the AWP's rotating slowly. Player on center of the bomb site just doesn't know where to look. Quadra for the big green as he does become the hero that ODDIK need.
It shows that that investment was certainly worth it. Very heavy down. You've got a couple of upgrades of the MP9 and the pistols to follow, but it's the AWP to find a lot. And fair play to Nate for just distracting. He stays alive for so damn long. Is he peeking left? Is he peeking right? Is he not peeking at all? He just keeps so much attention drawn. And in the end, the steal comes through from the CTs.
Get their first on the first half. Big green can get passed off to Ponta as well, as the rest of the rifles will get brought in by the ODDIK camp. MIBR still have cash in savings, so of course we'll be taking the weapons back with an AWP of their own. Safe to see if he can try and challenge, but they're all going to group up and head towards that B bomb site again.
Looking to ramp pop off of the back of it. AWP up against the boost, goes the way of Ponta.
Nicely done, held patient, beat him through the punch, blind sprays to the AK and the M4 Turtle coming up with that pick, and Brendan's gonna get overwhelmed, caught on the reload, and Stanley left outside of the B doors. 1 on 5 for him to win out this time. Not gonna happen.
It's a lovely round to come through from ODDIK. We've kind of seen from them, they've given a lot of respect to MIBR previously. This time around, it is so much more aggressive. Even to press through that top lane smoke in a 5v3, Insani's going to try his absolute best to recover a couple of kills, but 2, 3 is probably all he's going to get.
Charge forward, that smoke. Matios knows where he is and no-scopes him anyway through that smoke. Heard those footsteps, took a chance, and he got the most wonderful kill that you could ask for in that position. Second on the board of ODDIK. And still a couple of high rollers for MIBR, but I don't think the full buy is in for them.
Now, ODDIK are one of those teams where Woody, the in-game leader, actually does a little bit of hybrid AWPing, sort of previous AWPer in other teams. We know that he likes it out on occasion, maybe depending on the situation, depending on the pauses. We saw it on the Eco, obviously coming out from him, but normally always see it in Ponta's hands.
Seeing the AK in the hands are safe. MIBR do put one of those higher roll investments to good use. Buying the hero AK around the upgrade pistols. Seeing if we can take a fight back to the ODDIK camp. And there is a little bit of aggression coming down to his general position, but he's very passive past these B doors here. Friends in. Maybe the man to receive first contact. ODDIK just going to clear this position out.
Just recycling nades is basically what they're going to do on the city side. They've taken full lane. You can set a crossfire from ramp and cheetah, so just keep recycling the incendiaries, the smoke, slow down any progression that MIBR can have of regaining lane. And just knowing that the time is constantly not going to be on your side, it's going to make it more and more difficult to really empower damage in this round.
40 seconds on the clock. The Eagles trying to fight back. Eventually Safe does actually catch Woody, so that's one pick to return. Molotov sent as Drop gets tagged up heavily. His teammates going to make their way forward over. The B bomb site is opened up. No real defenders here. It's a case of what Knight can do with his AK on the backstab, and he gets it in perfection. Triple up held by him. Last player left will get overwhelmed the same, and Insanly's Deagle with so much work to do. No time to do it in. Best he can do is an exit, and that will be the end of the round. A third on the board of ODDIK as they mount up their defensive line, they mount up their score line. Everything else from here for MIBR is just a hope and a prayer.
Nearly goes down after time if he was actually able to tuck out from ramp. That round comes into the lurk smoke, actually hurting MIBR. So they sort of smoke off to the left-hand side to give themselves into protection. That they come out of the doors and they can get up ramp and quickly into the B side. And Nate just disrespects it completely. Rather than kind of falling off and maybe going back into Cheetah and working out from Cave, he just presses that bottom lane smoke and just catches them completely sleeping off guard. No one pre-aiming the backstab whatsoever.
MIBR at least had most players on a half invest, so they can buy back here and now. Play at a swing. Frenzin's watching it. Perfectly done.
And Nate drops early, and it was a lot of anti-rush util going down. The incendiary and the HE dropped to half HP. A swing on the contact does not work out. Now they want to try and have some of those closer nades in case any of the CTs are holding just behind that elbow smoke.
Well, at least Nate did some decent damage to Brenzin. Less than 20 points of health for his own engagement. You're going to have to group up with his teammates and move together in what seems to be the A play.
Yeah, they're leaving Turtle just as a spot where he can jiggle out from elbow. If he sees a contact, he can drop that smoke. Woody can play with the shadow advantage. Rotations to him are going to be slow, so Turtle does have a flash that he can throw over high and try and assist Woody the best.
Got smokes down to CT and at Donut soon enough. Good counter incendiary there. Should stall for some extra time. That HG will catch Brendan off for certain. No! He's still alive at 14 points of health. This could get a little bit awkward and dicey for him. His drop is forced to take the forward engagement. Also drop on his HP. Another player is on the way in. His Turtle will get Molotov'd out into the firing squad. He goes, still taking 2 players with him. 3-on-2 for MIBR.
Ponta needs to draw this fight out in the open. Timing, awkward for the AWP, and he does get a leg shot, but not enough for the full connection.
Matios leaning in against the bomb plant. He gets the kill against him. Didn't see where Brenzin is at, though. The AK around the other side of the box. Sees exits or peeks in to catch him. They play off of each other. 14 HP for both of the alive men of the MIBR camp. That got very close. That is a 5th.
I actually looked at the A players, Jay, and was quite impressed with what I saw there. For Woody, he slows that round down, the incendiary, the HE, the flash that comes in. He kind of sets up the round for the reposition. Unfortunately, he's only really getting damage off. He's not converting into kills. And then for Turtle, he knows he's going to get molly. He knows that he's out in the open, doesn't have that smoke to utilize. So flash off the right-hand side, try and get as much in as possible. Good effort. But maybe if Ponta got that one shot with the AWP, it could have been a different round.
They aggressive. Brendan's going to catch him again off guard. Secondary kill as Ponta got lined up right behind that. Turtle can't get anything out of this. At least Matios does get one back of the aggressive play from Brendan. But 4 versus 2 for MIBR.
Oh, drop catch is a very good timing there for Woody, who tries to make an info play, moves on the front foot. Unfortunately for the CTs, they lose 3 players in the first 25, 30 odd seconds of the round, and it makes it so uncomfortable from that point onwards.
Slowing it down now as the team start to work out A site once again. ODDIK have no body here. Slow closing of exit. Should eventually be able to find the backstab. Will take all these players off the board here for the CT camp. No access to the bomb site, falling back to save already. This will be a minimum 6 hit by MIBR. ODDIK. So the case whether to keep these rifles in.
Well, Exit should be able to at least get 1. I mean, he's going to hear the footsteps. They're probably not going to expect him to be cave.
Engagement against drop will do some damage, but Exit's waiting for the right moment to strike. Losing his life is Woody. Matios now completely surrounded by the T side here. Exit is going to catch him. And indeed, there are no survivors.
It's been down to a couple of rounds where it's actually been quite convincing for both teams. I remember seeing one from ODDIK where they kind of had, what, the 5v3, and they're pressing down lane. They're really sacrificing everything on taking that map control. But then we're also seeing some really strong rounds for MIBR, and the way that I look at it is that it doesn't really matter how convincing the rounds are, it's what the scoreline's looking like. And for a 6-3 current T-side scoreline, that is super promising for MIBR to get a good result in this opening best of 1.
We're going to get even more out of it. Insanity getting Turtle and Woody. Those pistols getting nothing out of that mid phase. Kind of have to try and play some sort of aggression, try and take the fight back to MIBR in some capacity, but the weapon advantage is just too staunch in this harsher eco basis. Maybe the Deagle and the 5-7 can get a couple of cheeky kills at best. Even the AWP is ready for him. Safe catching Ponta. 11 points of health for him. Should have no further impact in this round.
It doesn't seem as if much is presenting. You get 1 kill up against the AWP, but this is where MIBR can just set a regroup together. 2 in from cave, 2 in from ramp if they like. Maybe 1 more kill comes in, but I doubtful anymore.
At least they're playing carefully around this smoke for MIBR. I don't want to let that Deagle get anything more out of it.
Yeah, they haven't actually thrown the AWP further back. It's still there out in ramp.
Get their hands on it in a second's time. Meanwhile, Nate is actually stuck into the back lines. Does 5-7 have any impact? Deagle boosted. The shot doesn't connect. Ponta somehow alive. Nate does get caught in the end, so not much else for them. Ponta, just look towards those guns in the next round. That's all you're going to have in favor of you, buddy.
Honestly, Jay, what I'm kind of thinking about right now is one of the strong rounds that ODDIK had to kind of work with was that eco steal, that force-bought AWP that the in-game leader of Woody brought forward, was able to get 4 kills, transitioned it into a bit of a round streak. Outside of that, it's been a lack of success in this first half for them.
Yeah, it really has been. MIBR only really faced issues when the economy wasn't with their favor, and it has been mostly the way forward here. 4 on the trot and the start of the matchup. Get their rifle buys and start to punish ODDIK time and again. Currently a 3-round streak towards their favor. The M4s are brought back in whole force for round number 11. We'll leave very little for round number 12. And look at MIBR just charging into an open and free A bomb site. Turtle can only do damage. Bomb plump will not be denied.
Exit is still trying to cut rotations out from elbow. He can be very dangerous after this bombs go down to come into Donut and really set up a backstab.
That is assuming if ODDIK even stick around for this. Got players starting to rotate away from spawn, from mid, watching out for that backstab position. There are no kits on the CT side, so there isn't really much breathing room for a retake. Exit does face on towards Turtle, get that kill. See where Woody's at as well, looking to face onto him. ODDIK need to keep all these weapons in play because, again, they do not have a lot of money available to them. And another one goes down, 2 to stay alive. That might not even be the case here. Look at Safe. He's closing in towards spawn very quickly, which is where the 2 CTs are holding from. Insanity, the first man forward, will get caught off. Drop AK around the corner. Does damage, but both players seem to stay in play.
And this is where we get back to the conversation more so of the veto standpoint. Now, for ODDIK, they banned Mirage, which is their perma-ban, and they also banned both Inferno and Vertigo. And those were actually a couple of maps that I thought could have got floated right to the end. Both teams don't play a massive amount of Inferno or Vertigo. So that's why I was kind of thinking that it might get floated right to the tail. But seeing Ancient come through of just how strong it's been for MIBR recently, and now we're seeing what it was here, Jay. You kind of think for ODDIK, was it a missed opportunity to not ban it?
Straight in for Brenzin. Tursel does punish that aggression. And this time, at least, MIBR down by a player. Drop's going to try and change that, making his way through the flames, but right into Ponta. He gets both him and his backup of Insanity. Exit with 1 tray back on the B bomb site, but now Matios is on the defense. He falls away out of the back lines. Exit knows roughly where he is. Safe is trying to be safe about his bomb crossing. Matios, known about the AWP, doesn't see him ahead of the flames. Smoke comes down to provide easy access as Turtle gives up his life. 1 more man to fall, but 1 more man to stab in the back. Woody waiting for his chance. Exit's got time. It's the perfection is safe. Gets caught off the AK adjustment. Good to get that kill in the end, but needs 2 more. Time is ticking. Matios is closing in the pincers, as is Ponta. Bomb in the open, seen by both teams. Exit being watched. He can't make his way out of here without taking a fight.
That needs to take the contact in from Cave first off. And 25 points of health. This first duel's going to be everything.
Flash over long, swing in, Ponta gets him, and that's it for the 4th round. At least a small consolation, but still 8 in the lead for MIBR as they head to their CT half after the break. Very solid showing from our favourites on their home map. It is only a best of one, but make no mistake, MIBR playing this one to perfection. Now going into their CT side, Dwegu mentioning the half advantage on T probably is going to lead to some fantastic things from here on out.
I can't expect a huge amount of depth here in the second half. Double Julies on the pistol. Pace out from mid from the T side.
Sani just tapping his way up from red, knowing they're going to make their way in soon enough. ODDIK, Exit going to hear all these footsteps. His teammates taking flight, though. He's going to wait and bait towards main. And Sani tapping heads, taking them all and rolling them across the entire bomb site. But Matios reads the setup of MIBR, getting 2 trades back to a 3v3 retake.
Now this flash is going to have to be timed perfectly. Contact out from Donut is being distracted from drop.
Leaning in with his Julies, taps again from Matios' position. Turtle knowing about trying to get out of the way. His drop as he gets his kill back in safe. Also making his way up to the bomb site as Ponta waits behind the big box. Turtle's pulled all sorts of distraction. They have no idea, and he's getting all the kills for it. Safe got back as Drop will drop himself. What a 3K to win an all-important pistol for ODDIK.
And that's going to be a great feeling there from Turtle. Played on MIBR from October of 2021 to May of 2023. A long-term standing player, a part of that organization, shaping up in the post plant. A Drop, I actually considered that he'd probably done enough. His sort of almost back foot approach of getting kills and kind of taking more time off of the clock, bringing more distraction forward should have been enough in for the retake, but not to be. Strong hold in Donut.
Supreme stuff. ODDIK trying to bail themselves out of this back foot position. You see the pistols that will try rush around the corner for MIBR. They're forced by to the SMG as well for Insani. Good for a kill, nearly a second. 2 players are extremely low, which Safe can punish onto Woody's par. Brenzin, head of smokes, actually Safe turns on Nate next, but he extends a little bit too far out though. They've been Brenzin with it all to do, spotting the play. Stiegel shots, eventually spam his way forward to a 1 versus 1, but where is Ponta? Can he win out the fight? He'll switch over to the rifle, smoke to the right-hand side. Did he see him ahead of the blue? No, he did not. He gets ahead of the game anyway, and Ponta doesn't see it coming.
Oh man, that was played to perfection. To drop that smoke and work on the other side of it, instantly, you're expecting, if you're Ponta, that it's going to be from the left-hand side perspective. So you're waiting for that pre-aim, you're not expecting him to get on the other side of the smoke. And it was just enough to slow that round down. Jay, you mentioned maybe a bit of an overextension out there from Shelf. It has to be noted that if there wasn't that contact, even with the def coming in, that player out from Donut on the backside would have already been in the bomb site. It would have been a very different story for the Deagle.
And ODDIK taking sessions for it. MIBR back on the front foot of the back of that pistol loss. Turn back from Insani. He's so ready for Turtle. 16 HP will leave him a little bit worse for wear, but that shouldn't matter too much. Swap his SMG about, or swap his M4 about with an SMG. Player Drop's already been dropped down to low HP, but also takes Woody down overall. So 5-on-3 game by MIBR.
Yeah, it's not looking promising on the force buy, is it? You're pretty much losing all of the map territory. You're down in a 3v5. The recoverability of dealing with Insani and Drop's not going to be easy. The Jiggle Peak can come down, re-smoke out from Cave.
Brenzin ready for Nate. Matios. Ponta. 2 versus 5. 2 players that should come easy enough with those picks, those shots on Insani and Drop. They also punished Brenzin for getting a little bit too overly aggressive. Still 4 more to find. Ponta's been spammed down by the M4. The SMG will be playing at safe ranges, eventually getting the kill through the wall. And Matios, no chance of this clutch. 10 on the board for MIBR, not even a bomb plant for ODDIK.
And this for MIBR is the perfect avenue to probably go 13-5, to just run away with the scoreline, put a lot of emphasis on your opposition to try and claw a pretty swift 2-0 in the best of ones today. ODDIK can't even invest much going into this next, so keep it down as a very harsh eco and look to try and transpire success in the next rifle rounds.
Only real avenue back into this matchup for ODDIK. At that point, it would be 11-5. A loss right there would basically lock in the ideal scoreline for MIBR, that 13-5 that they'd be hunting for. Insani's already caught those 2 kills. The stacked up players over towards lane. Drop's going to isolate these next 2 fights. Gets 1 and 2 for Safe's part of things. Turtle. Not much left for him. Sprayed through by Exit. Wasn't expecting that. Go on to that M4, make sure that all the primary rifles stay in for MIBR, and now ODDIK have their last round, their last chance to contest this.
And for MIBR, they have not even been in a position to warrant the AWP. They had money to drop it and get it in the hands of Safe moving into round 17. Not interested though. Brenzen lining up a B door smoke, which could be the tell of an aggressive play down from Ramp at Tate Lane. ODDIK though would be desperate for just even an opening man advantage in a round like this.
Flash is sent for Insani, taking forward face, but not getting much out of it. Turtle does drop him. Or drop outside of that smoke over at Cheetah, just waiting to bide his time. Forced away from contact. Sprays through in the burst of the AK of Brendan, looking to engage towards mid, trying to get that man advantage back. It's not going to happen for him though. A lot of pressure up in mid. Safe doesn't know how far forward Turtle really is. The engagement for Brendan gets that kill. Safe follows through. Nate back with one more, but Woody is dropped by the M4, still continuing to extend in mid. 3 versus 2.
And bombs out there from elbow, so Nate needs to keep fighting and keep fighting. MIBR winning. Matios, the last one left out from lane, just kind of considering his thoughts of how's that happened? How have we just lost so much in mid? An opening man advantage gets granted with the overextension of the M4 down in elbow. But I love that play of Safe getting really close to the edge of that donut smoke, and just when there's enough contact from Red and distraction, that's when he can swing and they can all fight together.
Matios on his clutch campaign, isolating 2 fights. It's down to a 1-on-1 exit. Still has Dominion over the bomb. Should be aware that Matios can't really plant it and probably won't have enough time to get it down to the bomb site, so fall back to the A site itself. Hold on to the victory with a timer basis alone, and for MIBR, it indeed will lock in their map point on our first best of 1 exit. Might even catch Matios as well. Nope, it does fall back. Does play the smarter call. They've left the contact against that M4. Keep the AK in for what should be the last round of the game by all accounts here. 7 to make up for ODDIK.
It's been a very good performance from MIBR. I actually did think fairly early on that we could have quite a contentious map. I mean, it was, what, the 4 in a row for the 4-0 start, and then answered back by that AWP steal round on the eco. But when it's 4-3 and now it's 12-5, that early competitiveness that we had in the game has just disappeared.
Once we got those rifles out, truly for MIBR, there was really no stopping them. Look at Insani, how far forward he's going to take himself up with that Molotov damage. Nate's not caught a little bit off guard himself. Drop returns the favor of the trades. Now Safe up to task with the execution coming in towards that A bomb site. We'll hear those footsteps. Flash against him, going to catch him completely blind. He gets away towards Temple at least. Maintaining his lifeline. Extension from Ponta, loses himself and his team the man advantage.
More fights out from Donut. Woody does catch the overextension from Temple. Double play in from CT, and Drop actually catches him. That puts the bomb in a very awkward position.
Yeah, Drop's going to extend as well, try and contest them even further here. 2 versus 2. In watching main. Drop. His eye held back, and now they're going to try and post themselves up for both of the key entry points that ODDIK are going to have to take.
Drop watching out for the backstab, but also hearing the footstep in Donut. Now, Turtle is undetected, and he's actually trying to set up a massive backstab.
Matios has no idea. Spray through. Last man standing is Turtle. About to run right into Brendan, who's about to close this one down. Surely this fight will go his way, and indeed it will. 13-5 as MIBR post up their 3rd win in the Challenger League.
That's a comfortable win. That's a good showing for MIBR. And for ODDIK, Jay, they'll be disappointed in that one. If you kind of let Ancient go all the way through, if you're going to allow it to float in this veto, we need to see a stronger performance, because that for MIBR, that's threatening for what we can expect for them.